Hi everyone, Dr. Talia here. So I thought I would get on and do a short video about my full moon updates. So I've really been feeling the effects of the full moon last week. And I've just noticed what I wrote about how we can slip into these tendencies of fight, flight, or freeze. And becoming aware of our habitual tendencies is really important if we are to break any patterns. So for me, I've known for a long time that my tendency is towards flight, definitely, and also can go into the freeze state. So last week, under the influence of the powerful full moon, things have been really building that I've been called to look at related to just how much time and space I have in my life, which I know sounds really funny to a lot of you out there who are living these like ultra busy lives. Um, but I've made certain decisions to tune in um, to the callings of my soul, which has ended up in a lot of alone time. And as I progress with my business, I've really found that, when you let go things that aren't serving you, you kind of can sit in this void for a while of waiting for new things to come in. And you don't know how long that's going to take. And that can be really scary. And so that scariness, that fear has been what's catapulted me into this intermittent or going in and out of freeze state, and also last week the flight. So amidst this state last week, I thought, no, I need to do something. And so the flight response was to book something down south. But I didn't choose something that would be, like connecting and what I was looking for. Instead, I chose like this really isolated little villa on a beautiful property, but it probably wasn't, coming from a place of real desire to do that, but that flight of, wow, these feelings are so big. I cannot sit with this. I need to do something, and I need to do something now. And so I did that. And I've done that many times before and then followed through, and it's never really gone well. Luckily, this time, because the anxiety started to build, I knew that this decision may not have been in my best interests. And so luckily, the people were so kind, and I said, look, I wasn't in a great space when I booked this. Can I have a refund? And they said yes. So catching that pattern of feeling something, not wanting to feel it, and then flighting out of here was really powerful, because it was a shift to doing something different. And I don't know about you guys, but perhaps you can start to notice when you're facing, or your being is wanting to face a feeling state that's not so comfortable, perhaps you go into one of those three tendencies as well, that fight, flight, or freeze. And then the freeze, I guess, is tricky as well, because when you go into that freeze state, which I'm still going in and out of, it's like nothing else exists. It's just like this vortex, if you like, and you're in it and no one can reach you and you can't reach anyone. And that can be really tricky. And I think what I'm learning as I move through this in and out of that freeze state is, firstly, you don't want to make any big decisions from a freeze state, because freeze is fear. Freeze is not coming from feeling relaxed and making level-headed decisions. Freeze is fear. That being said, with this video, I have felt the call to do this, and I've been starting that process. So it felt like it was coming from a deeper place, but I don't know, right? We'll see how things unfold. So you see, catching ourselves as we move through life, and with the awareness, using it to see our default patterns and then choosing something new. So perhaps reflecting for yourself, when you're faced with big emotions, perhaps that you don't want to feel, what is your tendency? Do you go into fight, flight, or freeze, or combination of a few of them, or all of them, different times? So that's where I'm at. Let me know, what your patterns are, where you're at. Um, Another thing on this is that, what I feel that it's really linked to as well is when you embark on a path that is moving away from our conditioning, from what we're all trained to do, it can seem really scary and more than it has to, because we are all, as a society, so conditioned. So when we want to break away and do something different, we're kind of doing so amidst a strong conditioning of, no, 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 that's scary. That's not secure. What happens if something goes wrong? When in all the while, something can go wrong in any situation. So I think really realizing the power of our conditioning is important, to realize that we're not kind of guided as much as we're guided into fear-based patterns. We are actually propelled into making decisions based on the collective consciousness of fear. So we choose jobs that are stable. We stay in relationships that don't serve us for longer than we should. We see people that maybe we should let go of. We do all these things because we are being so conditioned by fear. Instead, if more and more of us get out there and speak about our experiences of choosing a new path, where there's almost like a void of no conditioning, well, no one's actually setting the scene for how to do this, then we can start to condition ourselves that actually alignment with soul, alignment with your true path, in the long run is far less scary, because you're living a life that you truly meant to live. So let me know what you think about that. Are you someone that's, trying to follow your soul callings, and also sitting with the collective fear? It's tricky, and we'll move through it, I guess, as a society together, with more and more people tuning into their soul and stepping into their rightful path. So I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope you have moments of peace, connection, and joy. And that's all for now.